Hey there, friends. If you've been paying attention to my channel over the last week, especially since the Nashville trans shooter shot up the Christian school, you'll know that I'm pretty hard on this very topic about people that are transitioning having a mental issue. It's all defined very clearly, very plainly in the Diagnostic and Statistical Manual for Mental Disorders. It's all in here. Gender dysphoria is what they refer to. So you'll know also that I have a passion for the very fact that I want our children to be safe. More importantly than anything, all these people wanting to wish all this anti-gun stuff on us, they do nothing to protect our children. They want to ban things. I want to protect our children. I was forwarded this note today. This is something that took place on March 24th, and it comes to us from Moms for Liberty in Hernando County, Florida. It's essentially a report from a school resource officer, and I'm going to read some of it to you, and this is a little troubling if you ask me. This is all in the wording of the school resource officer, so I'm going to be reading it as if this resource officer wrote it. On 3/24/23 at 15:50 hours, while temporarily assigned to Fox Chapel Middle School as a school resource officer, I was contacted by assistant principal and guidance counselor. Assistant Principal Carrie Thornton and Guidance Counselor Kimberly Walby advised me that a teacher had just made concerning statements about self-harm and then possibly making statements about shooting students. Carrie advised me that at approximately 1500 hours, she was visiting classrooms and walked into Ashley Rinkowski's classroom. Now, I'm going to try to help you out here. There's a lot of names already thrown at you. I'm going to do my best to get clarification. First of all, I'm not going to respect somebody's make-believe gender. This Ashley Rinkowski is not a woman. It's a man. He's got junk in the trunk, and it's one of those things that I'm not going to play along with his game. I'm going to call Ashley Larry for the sake of this, so that you know when I say the word Larry, I'm talking about the mentally deranged teacher who's around children, who's pretending to be a woman and has all these bad thoughts. So just understand when you hear me say Larry and you're reading along with me, it's because it's a guy. Carrie asked Larry how he was doing, and Larry replied, "Not good. I'm having bad thoughts." Carrie then radioed to Kimberly and advised her that someone was coming to see her. Larry walked to Kimberly's office and started to complain that she learned about a social media post where people were talking negatively about Larry's sexual orientation. It should be noted that Larry was born as a male, but is currently in the transformation stage of becoming a woman, which is not possible, by the way. Larry is taking hormone medications and is planning on having surgery over the summer. Larry also expressed that he sometimes has suicidal thoughts. Kimberly asked Larry if he had had any access to firearms. Larry replied that he had 3 handguns at home. Kimberly continued speaking with Larry about other topics that were triggers for him. Larry explained that some students in his 4th period class were not performing to their abilities, and how Larry seemed to care more about their success than the students do. Kimberly advised that Larry made a comment that she wanted to shoot some students due to them not performing to their ability. Kimberly advised that Larry immediately stated that he would never harm a student. Kimberly immediately notified Carrie, and the two then came to notify the school resource officer of the situation. It should be noted that Kimberly began to reiterate that she had short-term memory issues, and she is starting to second guess the conversation she had with Larry so far as the details and the order of events with the conversation. So you see what's happening here. Now this administrator has realized that by telling the truth that Larry wanted to shoot some students, that now, this is a serious thing. So now she's trying to say, oh, well, I have short-term memory, so maybe that's not what she said. She said she, I'm saying he. I'm going to move on down a little bit where the school resource officer says, I then made contact with Larry. Larry was wearing a tight-fitting green dress and did not have any weapons on him. Larry stated that he was teaching a class when Carrie walked in and asked how he was doing today. Larry replied that he was not doing good and he was having bad thoughts. Carrie then had Larry talk to Mr. Walby. Going down to the second to last sentence in the second to last paragraph, I'm going to go all the way there. Larry feels that the students are not trying to pass their class and he does not want them to fail. Larry stated that he never made the comment that he wants to shoot any of them. Larry stated that he would never do anything to harm any student. Larry stated that he has a therapy appointment on Monday, 3/27/23 with a new therapist that is eager to meet. Larry stated that he was planning on letting a family member take his 3 firearms and ammunition for safekeeping. I asked Larry if he would consent to a home check by a patrol deputy. Larry and his wife, Fawn, who was now present, stated that they would fully cooperate with the investigation and they both understood that the safety of students is a priority. Larry also made the comment to one of the administrators in here that he was taking drugs for depression and the suicidal thoughts. So here we go again with the SSRIs. This person has a mental condition. This person is not only pretending and thinks in their mind that they might be something that they are not. That's like them claiming to be a buffalo, and they're clearly a human being. But now, because they're unhappy with themselves, and they can't accept themselves for what they are, the actual gender that they were born, now people have convinced this person that what they're experiencing is normal. Well, they can't accept that because they know it's not normal. So now they get depressed, and now they're taking mood-altering drugs, which have black box warnings that contribute to suicide, homicide, and mania. This is a freaking powder keg. This is an accident waiting to happen, and if they don't do something to get this gender pretender out of this school, children are going to be harmed. This person has already said they want to shoot some of these children and that they want to kill themselves. If this is not what you need as far as a flag to say this is a problem, I'm not saying lock this person up. Get them out of the school and away from these children. I'm not in favor of any red flag gun laws, but this is a red flag as far as saying you have a potential danger right here. Just because you have the right to own a firearm doesn't mean you have the right to be around my children or other people's children. Get this nutbag out of this school before something happens, because then we're going to be scrubbing all this social media that you see right here when this person decides they've had enough and they start killing these children that they have already warned you about.
Hey there, friends. I was uploading the video and I got some updates. It would appear that what happened in this story, the school tried to cover this up. This person tried to deny, after having a written statement from a school resource officer stating that they had said they wanted to kill themselves and kill children. Now this person denied that. The school covered this up, and when parents caught wind of it, they called the school, and the school denied any of this and stated that this teacher had never made those statements. Again, even though we had a report stating that they had. Parents started talking, and the school, even in a very pompous way, as most schools do, these are government officials, and this is the way they act. School pretty much told some of these parents, hey, if you want to move your kid to another school, go ahead and do it. Well, the parents continued to push, as a good parent would, right? So then they lobbied for and got, and almost immediately got this, a risk protection order. Now, I don't agree with that. A risk protection order is a red flag gun law. That is basically an accusation that the person was crazy, so they unconstitutionally removed their guns from them. Yeah, you might be thinking, why is that the case? Look, if this person is a true threat, removing their guns does not remove their desire to kill people or themselves. So you've done nothing to eliminate the threat. All you've done is make him choose a different type of way to end his life and children that he wants to kill. So I'm very much against red flag gun laws. I do not support this thing by them. That's not the way to do it. What I do support is it looks like they have temporarily taken this person from this school and away from these poor children. So as I get updates on this, I will update you guys. But yes, at this point, it looks like the children are no longer in danger, and that's all I'm asking for. As far as the red flag gun law, I'm totally against that. That is not right. That's unconstitutional. And again, if a person is truly a threat and they have done something to make them a threat, which threatening to shoot children is wrong, right? Isn't that wrong? So if that's the case, you lock them up for threatening to kill people. That's the way the law is supposed to work, right? You don't remove the due process from that. You take that person, you lock them up, you let them have their day in court. If they're not a danger to anybody or themselves, you let them out, and their gun should never have been touched at that point.
I'm sorry, I thought this was America.